Intermittent fasting. Before we get into the pros and cons and if you should do it, let's talk about what intermittent fasting actually is. Human fasting is not a new concept by any means. Humans have been doing it for millennia. Intermittent fasting is just a rebranding of something that we have already been doing. Our bodies enter fasting session every time we are asleep. Some people do an intermittent fasting and not even know it. Sometimes there's plenty of time where we had a stressful rotation in university or difficult and heavy house chores at home where we didn't have time to take our breakfast, where that's a form of intermittent fasting and our body are totally capable of handling this. Everyone thinks that intermittent fasting will let our body starve a whole day, but it is actually not. When someone fasting, their body is actually use stored nutrients and stored energy forms in order to make their body continue to function. When a person is starving, they run out of those energy sources and breaking down vital tissues like organs to get the same energy. How is intermittent fasting beneficial to us? There's been a lot of proposed health benefits. Many of them have been proven within the animal studies or lab model, which is not the same as being proven in a human model, but they are very promising. Those benefits include increased mental sharpness, a favorable hormonal profile, weight loss, decrease of inflammation within the body, decreases of certain diseases within the body. How can intermittent fasting help us in losing weight? We have an increase in growth hormones, a decrease in insulin, and that alone will help us lose weight. Next, because we are skipping meals or even we are going days without eating meals, it is very likely that when we look throughout the week, we will be eating fewer calories. Our thinking is that during 8 hours, we will eat less than we would eat if we are eating during 16 hours. Primarily, there's no enough guidance of what we should eat. We don't know how many calories, we don't know what food to eat on days or time that we are actually eating. Second, we don't know which form of intermittent fasting is the best for us to choose. Third, there are some side effects people do experience such as headaches, mental fog, heartburn. These things do exist. It's not totally benign. 4. We don't know the consequences of following an intermittent fasting diet for a long term. Most of these studies are done in a short period of time. If you are eating in a very unhealthy diet and then make a change, you're definitely gonna see benefit. But now, these benefits still hold up to 10 years down the line. We don't know that yet when it comes to intermittent fasting. And 5. It's not easy for everybody to fight off those cravings on fasting days. Alright, my final take on intermittent fasting. I think it's a great concept with some really promising medical research behind it. I think that if you can skip a meal, you can skip breakfast, and here and there, you're gonna see some benefits. Does that mean you should go on this very rigid diet where you're doing the 5 and 2 or 16 and 8? I don't think we should quite make this a rigorous part of our everyday life because we don't know the long-term consequences of it. But in a society that is prone to overeating, a fasting day won't hurt and will probably help. That's all from me. Thank you for lending me your ears.